All right, here we go, folks. There she is, the poster that will live in history. All right, Cheyenne Guest, and like magic, there she is in person, the great young fighter that we're going to talk about so much. Let me shake your hand. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Casa de Emmanuel. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's still got a grip like a coal miner, and I love him. He's Joe Board. He's done so much for me in my life, literally, and it's nice to have him here tonight. Let's talk about this young lady who earlier today on YouTube, I watched her fight against Gabby Holloway and also Jenna Thompson, the first June 18, 2016 at the Incredible Meadows racetrack that I'm a big fan of, as I am the casino industry, and also August 27th at the Meadows as well. She drew that fight, but the first fight that I mentioned against Gabby Holloway, she won. Great jab. Okay, you're going to pick away at things that aren't so good, but you're talking to an amateur here. She has a great jab, tremendous footwork. Really in tight. She's a great combination puncher. She has a tremendous left hook. Her uppercut, incredible as well. Now that I've done all of that, tell me what she still needs to work on.
Well, she needs to work on the range from the outside in, and she's getting it down real good right now. Naturally, we've got this big fight coming up at the prison this Saturday, and we're ready for anything that comes at us, and we know our opponent's a stiff, tough fighter. But her qualities, all the basics, everything's right now. She's ready. She's a very good worker, has great work ethic. She's ready to go, man.
All right, look, it's a different sport, but Ronda Rousey I'm a fan of, and things didn't work out, but don't worry, they won't be holding a tag day for her. She'll be making movies and millions for many years to come. I'm so glad that you didn't go MMA, even though my son's done a little bit of that, and I respect that. And we're going to talk more about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather a little bit. But traditionalists who love boxing like I do, you're just a stand-up orthodox fighter who uses the jab to set everything up. Where did you learn that? I mean, even though he's a great teacher, a lot of that has to just come naturally, because I believe that you fell in love with this game very early, watching a lot of it on TV, right?
Actually, yes and no. I actually liked when Gina Carano, when she was an MMA fighter, I was like so into how she was beautiful, she kicked butt.
Right.
So I was like, I want to do that. So I just kind of was like, oh, maybe I want to do the MMA. But then I met Joe, and just his pure love for boxing and the history behind boxing made me just think, I like that a lot better. I like what it stands for. Like, don't get me wrong, I respect MMA fighters in their sport. It's a hard sport, but like you said, when you love boxing and you just purely it's just in your blood. It's who you are. It's like almost like a family. And that's where I think I really just held on to it. And once I got with Joe, it just kind of took off from there, and I was like a sponge, you know. I just wanted everything, like anything I could learn from the sport, whether it was history or anything in the gym, I just took it in and just fell in love with it.
Moundsville, the former home of the state penitentiary, is no more, but it is a great resource and a great tourist destination in wild and wonderful West Virginia. And we talk about that business matrix. Ted Arnaud and I, for many years, the CEO behind Mountaineer, he's going to be joining us a little bit to talk NFL. This really has become a destination. It'll hold multiple thousands of people, and hopefully you'll link in and go see this. Josh, the Hitman Himes, my buddy from Monaco, is going to be in the main event. Just talk about the card for just a moment, then we're going to get back and talk more to Cheyenne.
Well, the card's going to be great. Like I said, Jim Frio's put together a really active, good card. They're going to have kickboxing, they're going to have MMA fights, and then they'll go to the boxing, some amateur boxing, and then the professionals. And it would be co-main event will be Cheyenne. She'll be fighting Crystal, and then Himes will be the main event, which should be a great fight. It's for a title belt. So it's a really good card they put together here, and I'm really proud of them, because James Frio wants to bring boxing back into West Virginia like it once was, and he's that kind of guy, man. He ain't going to give up till he gets what he wants.
And I got to tell you, you know, your Pratte Pack, I know, a little shallow at times, but I love style. Always have, from those early days of getting GQ when I was a kid. And what I really respect about you, because I'm a big fan of the sport, but I want women to get the recognition and equal pay and credit, and I want the women fighters of generations to come to be looked upon as the ones that we idolized as kids, so we'll see more young women stepping into the ring. But you've got this little skirt thing going, and I really admire that whole attitude about, you know what, I'm in a man's sport, but women can handle it, and I want to remain feminine. And you did exactly that. That was really cool.
Thank you. I like it. I think a lot of people, they always look at me and think, you don't look like a fighter. I'm like, what's that even mean?
Right.
I mean, I think they expect me to look masculine, and I'm like, women can be beautiful and still kick butt. And
Right.
why can I represent that? And when I was amateur, I wore shorts, but when I found that they made skirts, I was like, I definitely want to do that because I'm still a girl, and I embrace that I'm a girl that punches people in the face.
Yeah.
So
I remember that, folks.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of like a little trademark. There's a lot of other women fighters that wear skirts too, and like you said, women's boxing is just now. I think it's just now opening up. So I just, if I have to wear a skirt to let people see me kick the crap out of someone, then I'm going to wear as many skirts as I can.
Listen, I have called boxing on the radio and on television, and I've been around it for a long time, and I've known people like him. She can fight. I mean, and she can really fight.
Mm-hmm.
And other than, you know, the obvious, there's no drawbacks. I mean, they really know how to fight. Where do you think the whole learning curve started to really go in the favor of knowing how to fight as far as these women? Because in the beginning, it was a little raw. But now it's gotten to the point where it's as good as anything else is really happening right now in the world of boxing.
Well, Ronda Rousey lit some things up for boxing too. You know, the MMA style plus a little bit of boxing that she did. And Chrissy Martin, man, you got to give her all the credit in the world because
Amen.
Chrissy was a wonderful female boxer. She broke the doors down for about all females. But with Cheyenne, she has her own style, and I've been teaching that style for 8 years now with her footwork. Hours and hours and hours on the bag and the road, and she's just never stopped. And it's taken us that long, 8 years, to get where we're at right now. I predict that Cheyenne's going to open female boxing up for everybody. And I think it's going to happen. And she's a great student of the sport. And I just keep hoping that big things keep happening for female boxing. And I believe they're going to help this sport, man. I really do.
Listen, I have seen so many through my years, from Raquan Kimbrough to Monty Mesa Clay to Paul, of course, Spatafor, kindred spirits. Him and I have been together one way or the other for decades. I've seen it happen, but it's ready to take the next step. And watching her in the ring, don't ask me why, I just thought to myself, that just may be the ticket. And you just may have what it takes. Okay, now, what I love about this card too, you're going to have a little bit of everything. And I am a big fan of the MMA and the UFC, although boxing is where my heart is. But if it gets more people to the sport, so be it. Let's talk now about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. What do you think about this fight?
Personally.
You're not excited about it? I mean, be honest. Not many people that are true fight fans are.
No, I think it's just a money fight. It's not a real fight. I'm more excited for the Triple G and Canelo fight, if you ask me. That's in September.
Who do you like in that fight?
They're both my favorites. So, I don't know. I love Triple G. He's a hard puncher, but Canelo, he just can box. He's just a pure boxer.
He's a great body puncher,
Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez. But if Gennady Golovkin fights the way he did last time, then yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be...
But I think the whole weight situation, if he can get inside and work on the body of Gennady Golovkin, so be it. But Canelo Alvarez, has he really ever taken a punch like he's going to get from Triple G?
I don't know. I don't think so. So that's what I'm hyped about. But then again, yeah, the McGregor and Mayweather fight.
But Cheyenne, if somebody was offering you that kind of money.
Oh, I mean, if the money's right, the money's right. But then again, that's not my decision. In the end, it's his decision.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, but
What do you think about this now? And you can jump in on this too. I put some little statistics together today.
Yeah.
The equipment, okay? And hypothetically, I believe if it was the other way around, then Mayweather could be in trouble. If they were in the octagon or the cage, because McGregor is incredible. But you got to give Dana White credit for doing this. But on the other hand, if Mayweather would happen to lose this fight, it could really do a lot of harm to future pay-per-view boxing, because the UFC, MMA is starting to lap everything as far as money, and that's really what it's all about. Let's talk about the difference in the glove size. Conor accustomed to wearing 4-ounce gloves compared to 8 ounces. Is it going to make much of a difference?
It won't to Mayweather at all, because Mayweather, we fight with a 10 to 8 ounce glove. He fights with a 4-ounce glove. He fights 3 5-minute rounds. Boxers fight 10, 12, 3-minute rounds. The weight of the gloves fall into big wells when you get past the 5th round. Now, a 4-ounce glove versus 8-ounce glove, my man that's a cage fighter probably going to be wore out from hitting air. Mayweather's going to just start to get on track, and he's going to beat the tire out of that guy. That's how I feel with the smart jab. Clever, you can't hit Mayweather, and he can't either.
All right, something that I really kind of thought about watching her fight with her incredible jab. Something else too that I think is forthcoming when you see these two fight, body positioning in each sport is different. The MMA fighters must stand square to effectively defend, kicks and takedowns. However, in boxing, the stance tends to be more leaner, longer, and increases the range between the fighters because of the jab, obviously. So it hypothetically reduces the size of their body as a target because, they're moving around more as opposed to being in close and having the ability to reach and grab. What do you think about the stances as far as you look at the MMA, UFC fighters, and you look at traditional fighters? There is a difference here that is definitely going to be an advantage to Mayweather.
Yeah, I think when MMA fighters are very square, so they're very flat-footed. I think there's very few MMA fighters that fight on their toes, and in boxing, all you do is fight on your toes. So when you get hit and you're on your heels, you're going straight back. Where a boxer, they're always on their toes, they're going to angle, shoot to the sides. I feel like an advantage is going to be on Mayweather, but then again, I don't know that much about MMA because I'm not an MMA fighter. McGregor might have some skills in the boxing ring that we don't know about. He might upset everyone.
I mean, let's be honest. This guy is in shape, and he's going to come to fight, and there's no fear factor here at all. I mean, I do believe there's mutual admiration, and they're both going to get a nice payday. I just hope it lives up to most of the hype. Last thing, for what it's worth, footwear and no footwear. Is that going to mean anything, McGregor having actual boxing shoes on in the ring for the first time?
No, it won't hurt him because I'm sure he trains with them on anyhow. The thing about the cage fighter too is you got to realize cage fighters shoot in with their heads. They go for the feet. If he gets in a lot of pressure and stuff, then he's probably going to start going to his basics, what he was trained to do. He's probably going to start shooting in toward Mayweather. If he does, that's when it all changes. Mayweather will probably drop him, knock him out, because he'll come to Mayweather.
Last thing, you for a number of years, a coal miner.
Yeah.
We're on video here. PA Coal Alliance, all of my friends that work in the coal industry in West Virginia. Just talk about why we want to give them some love and why it's such an important part of our economy and really jobs in America.
Well, I tell you what, my heart goes out to the coal miners because I am a coal miner at heart, was coal miner for a long time, man. I was a roof boulder under 8,000 foot of soil over me. Work on your hands and knees in water, but you love that job. It's like boxing. It gets in your blood. You can't get it out, man. And I'd come home from working in the deep mine, go straight to a gym after 8-10 hours underground and start training to fight. And that was in my blood, and it made me a better fighter, I believe, because the work ethic was so good. And I love coal miners. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of their wife and children because it's a different life. When you leave your wife in the morning, you always kiss her as a deep miner. And the first thing you find in your lunch bucket, and you'll eat it when you first get to the face, and that's your lunch cake. Because you always figured, might not get this, I might not last all day, I'm eating this cake now. But that's coal miners, man. I love all these guys. They're great people, they're hard workers, man. God bless them.
See, the only difference is, I know, folks, last couple of years I've been eating a few cakes. What can I say? And coal miners, well, you know what? They can eat that cake because they're working hard. God bless you, young lady.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I was so excited I said, Liverpool. I said, are you kidding me? Beaver local? We got to definitely do something with her. Tell everybody about the young man shooting this video real quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is Caleb Wagner shooting this video. Caleb is now, he's 4-0 as an amateur. He's been with me for a year. His last 3 fights has been first-round knockouts. His work ethic is great. I've got a bright future for him that's coming up, and I think he's going to open a lot of eyes here shortly, man. Even the Olympics, maybe.
All right, here we go, folks. Prison Fest. Now, what was the Moundsville State Penitentiary, now a tourist destination? It's happening, West Virginia, this week, as we like to say. Be there. All right, folks, coming back, talk a little NFL with a man who knows a few things about West Virginia, Mr. Ted Arnaud. Next, here at Casa de Emmanuel. Stick with us.